The other thing you shouldn't get wrong is freedom of speech, something Trump is determined to address. Here's Donald Trump talking about just that.
If we don't have free speech, then we just don't have a free country. It's as simple as that. If this most fundamental right is allowed to perish, then the rest of our rights and liberties will topple, just like dominoes, one by one. They'll go down. That's why today I'm announcing my plan to shatter the left-wing censorship regime and to reclaim the right to free speech for all Americans.
He goes on to talk about the fact that he will ban federal agencies from talking about misinformation and trying to cramp down on disinformation. J.D. Vance went as far as saying America's allies should also respect freedom of speech, or otherwise the United States might be reluctant to deal with them.
It's insane that we would support a military alliance if that military alliance isn't going to be pro-free speech. I think we can do both, but we've got to say American power comes with certain strings attached. One of those is respect free speech, especially in our European allies. Like, look, I'm not going to go to some backwoods country and tell them how to live their lives, but European countries should theoretically share American values, especially about some very basic things like free speech.
So, Liz, this is incredible. Here we are sitting in Australia watching the president-elect and his vice president-elect saying we are going to protect free speech. This misinformation, disinformation, it's rubbish. We're not going to stand for it, and neither are we going to allow our allies to stand for it. Meanwhile, here in Australia, what's happening?
We're having our hearings. Our Parliament's talking about the very same thing, only they're doing the opposite. They're all about censorship. We haven't stopped talking about their misinformation, disinformation bill. They say that this bill is going to combat it. Well, quite a few people speaking to the hearing happening in Parliament just yesterday seem to have a very different idea about what this bill was going to do. Here's ACMA representative, though, James Crishold, saying, no, I think everyone is misunderstanding what this bill is about. It's actually going to protect human rights.
The bill actually strengthens human rights protections for the reasons that Mr Hiles outlined by strengthening in ensuring the online environment minimises or prevents information that would in fact have those serious consequences to the range of rights that Mr Hiles outlined, including in relation to individual safety and health and well-being, and to the sort of the rights that are there spelled out. So we think that they actually go a long way to helping to protect human rights rather than minimise them.
That's a word salad Kamala Harris would be proud of.
She would. I think she's envious. James Crishold, just a humble master's degree in human rights right here. What are you talking about? Okay, it is not a human right to be comfortable. It is not a human right to never be offended. It is not a human right not to be challenged. It's not even a human right not to be insulted or to be confronted with information or someone's opinion that might make you feel squeamish inside. What on earth are you talking about when you're talking about human rights? It simply doesn't make sense. But to a massive bugbear of mine, you would have heard me talk about every time this age verification comes up for online, and I say it's got nothing to do with protecting teenagers. In my own humble opinion, I think it's got everything to do with their massive concern about this issue cropped up just roughly 2 weeks after they'd passed their digital ID bill. Well, here's my mate, David Shoebridge, checking out, just fact-checking what exactly and how exactly they're going to do this without making everyone verify their identity online. Check out their answer.
Of course, if you're testing to see if someone's 13 or 14 or 15 or 16, you're also testing to see, by definition, if they're 16 plus. So if there's going to be age verification, everybody is going to have to go through an age verification process, won't they?
Yes. Yes.
So this isn't just about the privacy or collecting data about kids. This is literally everybody accessing social media. That's how it has to work, isn't it?
Yes. And
Ladies and gentlemen, I rest my case.
There's already age limits on it. Like, you have to be 13 plus, I think, on Insta and Facebook and stuff. So you put in your date of birth. It's like, oh my God, they know I'm over 16.
This is
They're
going
invading
to
my
require
rights.
digital ID, and you know it. This is not
We
about
already have
ticking a
digital
box
ID in
being like,
everything we've got.
Yes, I'm over 16 years of age, which is currently all Facebook, Insta, all the others. That's all they do. They're just checking your age, and then any kid, the age of 5, you could be like, yeah,
Yep,
absolutely, I'm good to go.
that's right.
So what we are talking about here is verification, and there is no way, as David Shoebridge just forced them to admit, you can't verify something like that without everyone having their digital ID and having to front up with it.
It was a great question, and he absolutely
He nailed it.